Good morning. I'm Jen Holtz with AARP Maryland, and we have Chef Christine Bloom here with us today for another wonderful cooking demo. We've had so much fun working with Christine over the past couple of years, and we are excited to continue all of her demos and now cooking classes on the weekends with AARP Maryland. So thank you, Christine, for being with us today. We know that Mother's Day is right around the corner, and you're going to help walk us through some really cool recipes both today and on Saturday that we can whip up on Mother's Day for our moms. And, if you're caring for a loved one like your mom and you want to go over there and you want to cook a nice little easy treat for your mother on Mother's Day, Christine can help you with that. Not only is it easy, but it's healthy. So we really appreciate that as we talk about creating livable communities and doing more walking and good stuff. Good eating falls under that category. So thanks for helping us tie it all together, Christine. Tell us about what we're doing today.
You are so welcome. Anything I can do to get my mom to eat a vegetable, I am all in on. So I wanted to kick today off with little mini frittatas. And this is not a really fantastic, title of a recipe, but I promise you, these are so great because you can make them ahead of time. Yes, we're using eggs, but they're going to have a load of flavor to them. And we can pack them with as many veggies as we want. I can be a little veggie phobic myself, but I'm going to tell you right now, not only do I love these, but kids love these. I can't explain it. And It's got zucchini. But I know. Zucchini, I think, is a love or hate sort of situation.
It truly is, and I'm going to test you on this one. I'm going to try it at home on the kid audience, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, so here's one of the tricks, and I have never been a hide the vegetable in something. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're going to eat it, right?
Sure.
And what I'm doing here, I have this very large zucchini, so I'm only going to use half of it because I'm going to make just 4 of these because I have found, as my nest has emptied, I have found that I really struggle with making tons of food, right? Mm-hmm. Because I've cooked for so many people for so long, you're used to doing it. So shifting into cooking for 1 or 2 people, that's a big change. Mm-hmm. All righty, now I have just grated my little zucchini there, and everybody ends up with a bajillion of these guys once the summer hits. So this is something you can make, these little frittatas, and pop them in the freezer. They'll even fridge for you. So if you're going to visit your mom for Mother's Day, you can make these day ahead and then just gently warm them. But what I want to show you, this is how we make our zucchini successful, I suppose. I grated it using the big holes on a box grater, and you can see I've put it in a towel right here. Now, this is a woven towel, not a terry cloth towel. Check this out. This is my favorite thing. And if you have kids or a cantankerous grandfather around, you can put them to task squeezing out the zucchini. Now, check that out. It's like a shower of
so much water. Yeah.
Isn't that great? And this is how we're going to make these so they're not soupy or gross. We just want to squeeze as much out as we can. And I'll tell you, if you're feeling very fancy, you can go ahead and salt it a little bit. That'll pull more out, but I'm so lazy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend more time than I need to.
I'm with you on that.
Right? You don't even have to. I'm going to cook my zucchini. You don't even have to. If you're like, no, it's not my vibe today, also okay. So I've got a little bit of olive oil. I like olive oil for heart health. If you are like, my heart is fine, you can use a little bit of butter. But what we want to do is just a tiny bit of fat in the pan. And then we're going to add that zucchini in there. And this doesn't have to cook forever. And make sure you shake that out before you wash it. Trust me on this one. I have added so much zucchini and other veggies to my washing machine. All right. So I've got a nice medium-high heat here. And I'm going to add a garlic clove because I just like a lot of flavor. I think just because it's healthy doesn't mean it can't taste good. And I have to say, the way we make our food really good is by being careful with what we're adding to it, right? So we can pump this up by using garlic. In our class on Saturday, and Jen, there's still time for folks to sign up for that, right?
Actually, registration has closed, but I did want to pitch that, we have lots of classes that they can sign up for the rest of the year. So if they were unable to sign up for this Saturday, please take a look at our calendar of events because those are already posted. And I agree with you on the garlic too, Christine. Like garlic just adds that depth of flavor that really nothing else does. But we are getting, of course, the classic questions in the chat here. Is there a substitute for zucchini? Everybody is always curious about what can we use and what can we not use when it comes to these simplified recipes.
Okay, so we can use whatever the heck we want. How's that? If you like spinach, delicious. Now with spinach, I definitely either use frozen spinach that we wring out, just the way I did that with the zucchini, or you could use fresh spinach, but you're definitely going to want to saute it. I'm going to add a couple of chives. I don't know if you have any chives in your garden, but this is my happiest thing because I have to do 0 to it. So onion, garlic, right? That's what I'm going for in here. Let's say carrots. Have you ever used those julienne carrots?
I use them. I buy them every week because I put them in my salad, but it never occurred to me to make like a little frittata out of it.
Absolutely. I'm going to add a skosh more olive oil to my pan here. But I would say this, you could take carrots, give those a little saute. I mean, heck, you could use a little bit of broccoli if that's your vibe. I'm not a huge broccoli person. I would lean to the zucchini because I think zucchini doesn't necessarily have tons of flavor to it, right? So that's why I shred it as well. My husband hates chunks of zucchini. I mean, listen, when I was growing up, my mom used to make something called zucchini casserole. Then a zucchini never got anywhere near it. Like there was no zucchini in it, but that was just the name of it because nobody in my family liked it. So whatever you're into, you just want to think, is it a vegetable that you're going to have to give a little saute to or cook it a little bit, or can you just mix it right in with your eggs?
Sure.
Right? You just have to think it through. Alrighty, now I'm going to let this go for a minute, and we're going to add our eggs because a frittata is basically baked eggs. And I'm going to use now I'm using large eggs. I only ever use large eggs, but I'm going to go ahead and do 2 whole eggs. And then because I'm all about that protein, I'm going to go ahead and actually add 2 egg whites just to pump it up a little. And if it breaks, if you end up adding yolk, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying to lighten it up a bit, right? I want the substance without the fat. And the fat isn't a bad thing. Fat can be a really good thing for us. But
there are good fats and bad fats.
Absolutely. Talk to my cardiologist. He will say you are correct. All right. So I'm just going to beat those guys up. No problem. And this is where we got to season these. We've seasoned our veg, right? Okay. And kids do love when you add those little julienne carrots.
Okay.
I don't think my mom does, but children do. All righty. So we're just going to beat those till there aren't any, little stringies hanging around. And then I'm not going to go too heavy with my salt. And somebody just clutched at themselves. That was maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And I am going to add some pepper. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of grated parm. This is maybe 2 tablespoons. It's not a lot, but you know how you were saying the garlic? Umami, baby. That is what it gives you.
Yep, absolutely. And the Parmesan, I just feel like cooks so well too.
It does. But if I know somebody's going to ask you, what if I don't like parm? Totally cool. What do you like? Throw that in there. This is
if you wanted to throw like a feta in there or a cheddar, something that
Heck yeah. But reserve a little bit. Just do yourself a solid and reserve a little bit of it. Mix it all in there because we're going to put a little on the top so it browns. That's my favorite part.
We've got someone here suggesting goat cheese, which is delicious. It's very strong, but I love it. And I think with a mild vegetable like zucchini, it could really bring out some flavors.
Yes, I think that would be delicious. You know, the older your goat cheese gets, the funkier it gets. I mean, I guess it's
That
like
makes sense.
me, right? But when it's really fresh, it doesn't have any of that tang to it. That kind of develops. So,
Right.
all right, let me show you my new favorite thing. I know, I need a bigger life.
It's adorable.
I got, as I'm, adapting to cooking for two, I didn't always want to make 12 muffins or whatever in a muffin pan. So I found, just do a little search. You can find smaller pans. This is just 4 wells. It's perfect for this. And I'm going to use some nonstick spray, and I'm not going to be shy about it, right? I just want to really hit that. And then I'm going to take my egg mixture and throw it in here. Some people like to put the veggies into the well and then add the eggs. I don't like that because I just like to have it kind of all the way throughout.
So let me ask you, when you put the veggies into that bowl, it didn't cook any of the egg? There was no need to cool it first or anything like that?
You can, but I didn't have it going on a crazy high heat. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't being my regular aggressive self. I was being a little nicer because that was a great question, Jen. You don't want to overdo it, but I mean, really, come on. We're just going to throw them in a 350 oven after I give it a little extra Parmy love. All right. And you can double, triple, quadruple if you're going to do a little brunch for Mother's Day, which is terrific. If you're going to do that, you can easily do a whole muffin pan full. Just triple it.
Right.
Just think about what your veggies are that you like. Now, you ready? The
I'm
magic of television.
Voila!
Okay, so 350 oven. These went in about 12 minutes. That was my vibe today. And I have one. Where are you, you little beast? All right. So when they come out of the oven, because eggs generate volume, eggs give lift. Think about a souffle, all of that. These are going to come out this tall, really tall, right?
Okay.
And they are going to sink in as they cool.
Got it.
And that's it. I kid you not. I just nosh on them standing in the kitchen.
That's so easy.
You would not think that I would be all in on a veggie, but that little bit of sauteing, and how simple is that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So you could, if you wanted, kick it up a little, if you like a little spice. What kind of spicy spice would you recommend? Like a cayenne pepper or like
crushed red pepper?
Crushed red would be good.
Crushed red pepper works really nicely with veggies a lot of times. You can do anything to these. Think of this as what I'm showing you as more of a technique. Yes, this is a super simple, easy to pull together recipe, but think about how you can adapt it. I mean, really, it's just a couple of eggs and some vegetables.
Yeah.
So
this is the base recipe.
Yep.
The base.
That's a good way to put it. So
there you go.
Cheese and eggs and veggies, but we're doing them in a more responsible, cardiologist approved kind of way because we're pumping up the protein by adding the extra egg whites and leaving those extra yolks out. But we don't have to make it all egg white. Nobody wants that. We're still using olive oil when we're sauteing. Delicious. Go heavier on your spices. Add your herbs. How about, as summer gets going, fresh tomatoes and basil from the garden? Let's throw those in there. And don't be afraid to add that little bit of salt and pepper. We need salt to tie our flavors together, but of course, keep it healthy and follow the diet that you're supposed to follow. Or if you're a caregiver, that the person you are giving care to is supposed to follow. So keep everything the way it works best for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great. I love that it's so versatile. And last question, I mean, in your opinion, what would pair really well with these little frittatas?
Oh, well, I probably shouldn't say bacon, but
Probably not.
no, but I pretty much eat them on my own, eat them
Mhm,
on their own.
mhm.
But I'll do them with a little bit of fruit salad on the side. I just try
Sure.
to round it all out.
That
Try
sounds
to keep
that
it.
sounds perfect. Keep it healthy. There you go.
I
And we've
I
got a little
really do.
suggestion here. If you eliminate the cheese and use the olive oil spray, it's 0 points on Weight Watchers.
Woo! That is some dedication right there.
That is some dedication right there. So this is excellent. Thank you so much for this recipe. And I know on Saturday, everyone who has registered is in for a treat. I know you take those recipes kind of next level, and that's going to be really exciting as we talk about poached eggs and asparagus and prosciutto. And please, folks, check out our calendar of events because you don't want to miss Christine's events. She's got them going on throughout the rest of the year. And let me just say thank you again, Christine. It's always a pleasure.
My
We always
pleasure.
learn so much from you, and we will see you on Saturday.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.